Yo, what's up guys, Zephyr here. I woke up to my zhuyuan build. Now look, I'm sure everybody in this game was real surprised with the assets of this character when they first kind of revealed her and during the story, and now that she's finally out, I wouldn't be surprised if she honestly got a lot of roles because people do love their characters, and considering how much Hoyoverse has pretty much given this character a lot of stuff to look at, I say that it's pretty much a given that people will want her. And thankfully, she's really good too. Now, the funny thing about this though is that jumping from Ellen to zhuyuan is a big jump, okay? Because Ellen's playstyle was really simple. It's literally like 2 buttons. Now with zhuyuan, it's a whole like Street Fighter character. Like I'm playing Tekken or something right now, because there is so many little techs and little like dodges and like different kind of combos you could do with this character. And it makes her feel real nice, giving you that option to just kind of play however you want and kind of figure it out. Now, obviously, I'm not I win to lose, so I'm not gonna be able to cover everything about this character. My focus is more the stuff that would actually get you more damage or get you more like utility. So I will only focus on that. And besides that, everything else, you know, light cones. I'm sorry. Oh my god, W engines, all that, the basic stuff you would expect from these kind of videos. But obviously, we gotta start off with the actual playstyle because, again, this is one of those characters where she has a lot of mechanics, and combos can be a little weird with her, and, you know, combos can be a little weird with her, and with all that, I feel like this is the most important part to go over. Now, with zhuyuan here, she is obviously a ranged character who can close distance very fast, so it might be a little weird at first for you if you're used to like Billy or like Grace, when she kind of closes distance real quick to go and like attack people or like kick and punch. So she's a bit of a hybrid. Obviously she's more ranged because of everything she does, but it's just nice to see that she also does physical attacks too. But your basics fill you up on your bullets, which is your meter top left. And as you can see, when the 4th or 5th attack of her basic actually hits, she will obtain 1 enchant shotgun shell, or shot shell, which is again that bar or that little like mag, I guess, of the little orange circles. We get, it was 2, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, so you get 2 for the 4th and 5th attack. So meaning that if you just basic attack and you go full through with it, as you can see, we got 2, and now we have a full bar. And pretty much your basics are only your ammo generator besides your skill and like your dash attacks. You do not want to do basic attacks for actual deck DPS, considering that she pretty much gets all her damage from her charge attacks, which is her other form, her suppression mode. So talking about that though, once you are full of, you know, your shotgun shells, or if you just want to do it anyways, you just hold down basic attack and she will enter the state where she just kind of goes ham. And as you can see, way better damage. First of all, it's either or ether, so it's pretty much her attribute. And not only that though, but the multipliers, of course, are absolutely insane. I mean, as you can see, when it comes to her ether, it does go a little crazy. So it's definitely one of those things where, as you can see, her ether stuff is really good. She's a character that you're going to want to be in that suppression form. So this right here, 24/7 for damage. Like, you want this up as much as you can. And obviously, with getting those bullets, basic attacks work, and then your actual special EX skill actually gives you about 3, I'm pretty sure. Yep, there you go, it gives you 3. So right there, I'm already at 6. And then if I had teammates on me, chain attacks also gives you bullets. You also start off with 6. That's part of her core passive, I'm pretty sure. Where you just get to start off with, here we go. So when she enters the battlefield, she immediately gains 6 enhanced shotgun shells. So meaning that she's going to be more of like a swap character. You don't want her to be on the field for too long, considering that, you know, if you are using your rotation correctly, you know, you're impacting, you're breaking their defenses, you're going to have at least 6 already just loaded up in the chamber. And so with that, you can go immediately into her suppression form. And another great thing about her is that zhuyuan freaking she just scales with, like, she gets this hella crit rate after using any of her skills, so EX, chain, or ultimate. So again, leading to you want to be able to swap her in and not be on the field with her for too long. But now I'm missing one important part of this character is that she has like movement text. As you can see, I'm doing that little dash there to the sides, and I'm doing that by just holding A or D or left, right trigger or whatever console or platform you play on. But just holding a movement in the front, or I'm sorry, side or left or right, lets me do that. But with her actual suppression shots, you can hold it left, right, back, and then forward. So she's a very much mobile character when it comes to being able to do her attacks and get that damage off, making it to where she can really just dodge out of everything. Like if you time it right, and considering that her dodges have iframes and like her special skill has iframes too and all that, you can really dodge out of the way of stuff and like just honestly run circles around it, like this enemies or this anybody really. So again, it's really nice. She's definitely one of those characters that has mobility, and if you don't like slow characters, like your character kind of be all over the place, like just kind of moving constantly, this is the character for you. Now, to get to your big damage even sooner, now I'll show you the actual multiplier here. For your third attack here, under your state, this is pretty much the one you want to go to, your third attack, because this does the most out of your multipliers, 630 easily. And to do that, by just holding it, you will get there, but it's honestly really slow. But that's why with the dodge mechanic, you can actually get there sooner. So you can either let it go after first shot into dodge, then straight into third, or you can go just straight into dodge into third. It's up to you. You want that a little more DPS from that first shot to then skip over the second one into your third, because the suppression is a 3-hit combo. So again, if you want to go into this heavy attack into third, or one shot into second, oh, I'm sorry, into dodge into third, then you can get that DPS just a little faster. Again, this is one of those characters that's really complicated, and I'm sure down the line when people get real like comfortable with her, we're gonna see some absolutely crazy stuff and some crazy like techs and movements. But for right now, I've seen that that's pretty much works for me. Again, gets the damage out really quickly. However, it does burn through your ammo very quickly. But then again, the takeaway from that is that you're doing big numbers anyways, so I say it's pretty worth it. Now Ultimate. Ultimate is really cool, first of all, and it's pretty simple. Ultimate would actually refill 3 of your ammo. As you can see, I now have 3 ammo out of my none. Same for skill. Again, skill refills 3, so meaning that I can get a full clip just from an ultimate and 2 skills. Alright, now that we're done with the whole gameplay section, we can get into the easier stuff to understand, like W engines and all that. So let's just hop right into it. Alright, so on to W engines. I'm sure no one's surprised that Riot Suppressor is going to be her best in slot. Again, this is her made W engine, so it's no surprise there. Giving you crit rate. This, I mean, it's just made for her. It's literally just it's her fucking W engine, so I'm sure no one's surprised about this. However, a good runner-up, surprisingly, is actually Brimstone. Now, this is, I'm pretty sure, Soldier 11's W engine, if I remember correctly. And it's actually really good. It's something that surprisingly comes up close to Riot Suppressor, apparently. And, I mean, I can see why. It's just straight up attack. I mean, it's attack about with anything you do. So, I'm not surprised that free attack here just makes it a very close contender. Honestly, if you have Brimstone, I wouldn't be too upset about not getting her light cone, or I'm sorry, her W engine. But again, if you want to have everybody match up with their W engines and have that funny glowing hair, then get Riot. And still cushions, whatever. I mean, it has honestly nothing to do with the character. Unless you want to go like a pure physical build on ZHU, which I mean, she does do physical damage without her stacks of ammo. So if you want to be different like that, definitely go for it. And considering her movement, you could probably get away with this whole hitting enemies from behind thing, but again, that's a little gimmicky. Deep Sea Visitor, I would stay away from. Generally, I mean, this is just Ellen's thing. I mean, the ice damage is whatever, and then the basic attack crit rate is nice, but again, it's only a part of the passive that you would get, and it doesn't really seem worth it. So if you do have Ellen's W engine for some reason, I would assume you would have Ellen. But if you don't, then if you somehow got her W engine and not Ellen, then I mean, hey, maybe use it then. I mean, that's up to you. Now for free-to-play routes, obviously Starlight Engine is the best here. This is what I actually run, considering that I couldn't get her W engine. I actually lost my 50-50 to Lycon's one. So right now I am free-to-play, by the way, and I'm using Starlight Engine, which honestly the damage is still really good. That's the thing, and that's because I don't have a like max stacks of the refinement. Like I could buy one like right now. Like, I'll do it right now. See, there you go. Now I got a C1. But that's what I mean though. Like it's one of those things where the free-to-play option for Starlight is actually really good. Again, it's dodge counter or quick assist, increase attack by 12%. And then just this flat-out attack stat is really good. So for free-to-play, I say this is definitely the best in slot. So to give you a kind of ranking of best to worst when it comes to W engines, obviously her dedicated one is the best, followed by Brimstone. Then avoid these two. Then following free-to-play options, Starlight's really good. Cannon Rotor is decent. You would only get it for this crit rate stat. The actual passive's alright too. I mean, it's a little... It's alright. I mean, it's something. Not the bad, but it's not the best anyways. And then obviously stay away from these guys. Anything that doesn't have... Anything that has a specific element that isn't either, which is like none of these, I wouldn't really worry about using them. And then for your basic ones, I mean, honestly, just pick whichever one you have. And yeah, that's W engines. It's really simple. Again, it's one of those things where you want to equip whatever you have that's best for her, and kind of keep it within what she actually can do, and don't do anything crazy like, I don't know, like again, one of these like physical ones that have like nothing to do with her. So yeah, that's W engines. Now for drive discs, we're going the simple DPS route. We're going 4-piece on chaotic metal, which gives us the ether damage bonus, and then 2-piece woodpecker for crit rate. This is pretty much what you guys see on every attack like DPS, I'd say, unless you're going like some kind of like different route or like gimmicky kind of thing where you can run like all crit or something like that. But though I've seen people say that you should only run 4-piece chaotic metal if you have someone like Nicole on your team that you're going to use to help build those procs of ether or corrupted, I mean. And that's the case, then you would actually want to go for the anomaly bonus one for Nicole. Off topic, I know, but well, yeah, but you get what I mean. There is that you want to build Nicole based on actual like anomaly mastery and all that. But back to funny cop woman. Again, it's one of those things where if you are not going to use Nicole as your support to help you proc that corrupt status, so you can actually get use of this passive, I say you go just full on crit rate. So you always go this one, woodpecker full 4-stack, and then for your 2-piece, I say you go pen. Just because if you aren't going to get those procs, and I mean, she can definitely proc that corruption herself, but Nicole makes it really easier to actually get that proc. And considering that you have constellations too, then it makes it a lot easier to actually proc it. So if you're going to use Nicole in your team, go 4-piece chaotic metal. And if you're not going to use Nicole, then I would say you go just full on crit rate, and then you add 2-piece pen, just so you can get some value out of that, and you won't be so ether like dependent, I'd say. But for extra substats, everything you would expect for DPS, crit rate, crit damage, pen, attack, all that. But for actual substats, you want either crit rate, crit damage, though however crit rate's not very hard to get in this game, and considering that she scales off crit rate, or she scales with crit rate, so you would want to go crit damage on your 4-piece. 5-piece, you go ether damage, and of course, 6-piece, you want to go attack. I've seen some say go pen, or I'm not sure if it's actually this one or the next one. I get a little confused. One of these I know they say go pen, but I don't know about that. I think it's actually in this one, is it not? Here we go. So yeah, it is 5-piece. I've seen some say, or I've seen some, talk of going pen instead of like ether damage bonus. Now, I don't know the math about that when it comes to, what scales better when it comes to pen or ether. the way I've been known or taught or whatever when it comes to these kind of games is that ether damage bonus is flat out better usually. But again, if you want to be a little different, if you want to kind of test the waters and see, oh, well, you know, maybe pen is actually a better thing to go into instead of this straight up ether damage bonus, be my guest. However, if I had to give you a recommendation, I would say to stick with ether damage bonus. Now for teams, obviously this right here would be your best team for ZHU. Again, it's finally Nicole is getting her spotlight, thankfully. People absolutely destroyed her in the tier list when it comes to ranking her, but thankfully with ZHU out now, I'm sure her value at least went up a little bit. But again, this is your, I would say, bread and butter team, if anything, at least for right now, due to what we have. I'm sure later down the line, and mostly with her partner coming out in a bit, I'm sure she's going to at least synergize with her too, so one of these may be replaced eventually, assuming in the whatever role she plays. But for right now, this is the basic team that you would honestly want to run. Obviously, DPS, impact, and then support. All really does synergize really nicely, mostly Nicole and ZHU, thanks to those ether procs and corruption and all that. And I've also seen, you know, I went to Lose Gaming say, oh, you could run, you know, Lycon and Takoku. Which, I mean, you definitely could. If you have these characters, go for it. Again, best impactor in the game. Takoku is just a straight up like, attack buffer. So, I mean, that's just like a free 800 attack right there or more, depending on how much you build her. But, though, do keep in mind, if you have Ellen Joe, I wouldn't do this. I wouldn't prioritize grouping these two with her over Ellen. So, just if you have somehow have these characters, you don't have Ellen Joe, then sure, go for it. But if that isn't the case, I say you keep it just to these three. Oh, I forgot one. There we go. Keep it to these three. And, yeah. Alright, to show off an actual, like, kind of rotation, how to play kind of thing when it comes to this team. Obviously, you want to go Anabi. Your impactor always wants to be first on the field when it comes to, you know, breaking their stance and all that. Now I want to get this proc here. Okay, now we did this. Now we just go into ZHU. Now you can see we already have our max stacks of ammo, which means we can go in, get damage out, then after that, we do some bakes to get some more ammo into our enhanced skill, back into our special shots. Then you can go back in Anabi or whoever you have as your impactor. As you see, already broken again. This time we go into Nicole with that ether damage defense shred, then straight into hold on your charge attack, and that's all she wrote. I mean, again, she's one of those characters where she pushes out a lot of damage already, and I only have a tier like basic W engine. You know, I don't even have a special like S tier or even her own. So meaning that her damage is not even peaked to what she can do. So just make sure when you are doing your chain attacks, you do go from Nicole into ZHU, because Nicole actually does give you more damage and she actually shreds defense. So again, it's all just even more damage for your character and it makes it just look even nicer. But for final thoughts and, you know, comments about this character, I think she is going to be up there, obviously with Ellen. Well, considering that we have no other ether character out right now, or like anything like that, she's obviously going to be at the top when it comes to what she does. And so with that, I think that, you know, down the line, she is going to be one of those characters at the top. I don't really think she's going to fall off anytime soon. Again, she has so much value, and the fact that she is so free-to-play friendly, considering that one of her best teams right now is, again, a free-to-play friendly team. So that alone just gives her so much value. And again, with her actual talents and all that, and building and, you know, W engine, she gets a lot of value off of a lot of free-to-play stuff. So with that, again, in terms of free-to-play, she's amazing, and in terms of damage, she's amazing. And I'm sure if you wail out on this character, and, you know, you get R5, E6 or whatever, then she'll be absolutely cracked out. So very good character. Officer Booty is my absolute favorite. I don't know if it's over Ellen though. Gotta love Shark Maid, but for what she is and for what she stands by in her assets, good character. Anyways, again, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next video. Bye bye.